Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a really cool linguistic experiment. And we're going to do it by looking at a word so common, you've probably already said it, I don't know, a dozen times today.
But first, let me just ask you this. Imagine for a second that your entire vocabulary, every single word you use to talk about your job, your family, your feelings, what if it was all shrunk down to just 850 words? Do you think you could still get your point across? Could you still really be you?
Well, believe it or not, that was the whole idea behind something called Basic English. Back in the 1930s, that was the goal, to build a complete, fully working version of the English language from this tiny set of core words. It's a fascinating concept, and it forces you to see just how much power is crammed into our simplest, most basic words.
And to really wrap our heads around the genius of this system, we're going to put one of those powerful words right under the microscope. Because, the only way a language with so few words can actually work is if each word is a total powerhouse, doing a bunch of different jobs. So let's take a look at a word that's essential, universal, and, as we're about to find out, way more complex than it looks.
Yep, that's the one. No. Just 2 letters. But man, does it carry a whole world of meaning on its tiny shoulders. It feels so simple, right? So final. But what is it actually doing when we say it? All right, let's dive in and unpack the hidden power of this tiny word. So first off, let's just look at its resume. It's obviously on that crucial Basic English 850 list. It had to be. But it's also one of the 1,000 most common headwords in the entire English language. And kind of a fun coincidence, it sounds exactly like the word know, K-N-O-W, which is pretty fitting for a word that helps us define what's true and what isn't. This word does a ton of heavy lifting, and that's exactly why it's a cornerstone of a minimalist language system.
And that heavy lifting comes down to its 2 main jobs. You can almost think of know as an actor who plays 2 very different roles. In one role, it's an adverb. It's giving a direct response. But in the other, it's a determiner. It's defining a quantity, or more accurately, a lack of one. This versatility is its real superpower.
So let's start with the role we all know best, know as the ultimate response. This is its adverb job, and in a system with limited words, having a clear, unambiguous way to say something isn't true is absolutely critical. This is its most common use, right? A simple, direct no. It's a refusal, a disagreement. It's basically a conversational stop sign. Do you want to go? No. It's clear, it's concise, and everyone knows exactly what you mean.
And of course, you've got its more casual cousins like nope and nah, and its polar opposite, yes. This is the straightforward no, the one we all learn as toddlers. Simple, direct, effective. But that's only half the story. Its other job is where this simple word really shows its value to a system like Basic English.
Okay, now let's look at its other big role, know as a definer. See, here it isn't responding to a question, it's actually defining a noun, and it's building a completely different kind of meaning. This is how the language gets descriptive power without needing thousands of extra words.
In a sentence like this, know is acting as a determiner. It's clarifying the quantity of water, which is 0. It means not any. It's not an answer to a question. It's a statement of fact about the world. There is no water. There are no hot dogs. We have no problems.
It can also define possibility or permission. When you see a sign that says no smoking, it's not just observing that there are 0 cigarettes being smoked right now. It's saying the possibility of smoking is 0. It is not allowed. That's a powerful 2-letter command.
Now this one is a little more nuanced. In a sentence like this, no means something closer to not at all. It's not just saying she's the opposite of a fool. It's emphatically stating that she doesn't fit into that category in any way. It's a no of qualification, and it adds a layer of intensity that is so vital for expressive communication. Okay, so we've seen no as a response and no as a definer. But there is one specific situation where this simple word can get wonderfully confusing. And it all comes down to how we deal with negative questions.
So just imagine this. A friend asks you, "Isn't the door locked?" They think the door is locked and they're just looking for you to confirm it. You go over, you check the handle, and it turns. The door's unlocked. How do you respond?
In English, the correct answer is no. And I know that sounds totally backwards, right? Your friend was wrong, so you should say, yes, you're wrong, shouldn't you? But that's just not how it works.
So here's the key. In English, the yes or no refers to the reality of the situation, not whether the person asking was right. If you strip away the negative framing, the basic question is the door locked? The factual answer to that question is no. So by saying no, you are actually agreeing with the negative reality that their question hinted at. It's a little weird, but that's how it is.
So, what's the crucial point in all this? It's that when the creators of Basic English chose their 850 words, they weren't just picking common words. They were picking linguistic multi-tools, words that could do a bunch of different jobs. This is the secret sauce of the whole system. It's how 850 words can do the work of thousands.
I mean, think about everything we just unpacked. With just 2 little letters, we can refuse a request, define a quantity as 0, forbid an action, qualify a statement with intensity, and even agree with a negative premise. That's just incredible linguistic efficiency. And it's that efficiency that makes a radical idea like Basic English even possible in the first place.
And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. We just spent all this time on a single 2-letter word and uncovered this whole universe of meaning. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If one tiny word like no is this complex and this powerful, what other wonders of language are we completely overlooking every single day?